Hi everyone, it's Robin, the Artsy Bohemian, here in my studio in Los Angeles. And I am going to be showing you kind of my thought process for the next step that I'm going to be taking with this journal that I keep adding more and more to. And I thought you might want to see what I'm going to be using, so if you wanted to craft along with me, you could. It's not so much a tutorial, it's mostly me starting to put things together. I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be doing with this journal. This is how it kind of started. This is one of the journal pages, and for those of you who are new, who haven't been following along, I'm making a journal, a junk journal, with altered file folders. So all the signatures are going to be altered file folders, and in each file folder there's going to be all these fun, playful things. So for me, it's going to be more about housing like fussy cuts and maybe some of my paintings. I have like 3 new ideas, and I thought you might like to know what they are. This is a mixture of vintage and some antique papers and ephemera, and some of the pieces that I've been using are from My Porch Prints and some other digitals, maybe some graphics fairy too. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding fabric strips to the edges of the altered file folders, because if it's going to be used a lot, it might start kind of ripping. So I thought it'd be fun to add fabric strips. These are really, really old pieces of fabric that I got from the UK probably about a year ago. If I remember, I'll leave a link down below. Really nice gal. She has an Etsy store, and I about flipped when I saw them. It's kind of hard to find these really small kind of calico prints of flowers anymore. And so anyway, that's what I'm going to be using. So this is probably a big mess looking to you, but I kind of wanted to show you the progress of what we've been doing, and I will leave links down below for these other parts of the journal that I did tutorials on. So the last tutorial I did was on this, and it's the cascading envelope card. Not envelope, but it kind of opens up like this. So this is going to be a part of the journal. It's going to be 1 page, and I don't think I'm going to be able to fit more than 3 because it's going to be pretty chunky. And I'll also show you the process of what the book cover is going to look like when I get to that point. This is another technique I showed, another tutorial where we did lots of different envelope flips, and I did some binding on there and showed you how to do that. We did some gesso, and this is going to be also part. So it's part, right, you know, paper that you can write on for journaling. I don't really journal. I mostly sketch out things of new ideas and like have lots of different pieces of paper and stuff all over the place. So I think this would be a good place to house all of that. I have 2 of them here, so these are some other things that I showed you how to do in a tutorial. And so this is one of the pages. This is going to go here, and these are all going to be decorated. What I'm probably going to do is just take vintage pieces of papers that I've kept and maybe do some collages. I might do some rubber stamping to show what is in each section. Yeah, so this is going to be making sense in a few minutes here. Here's the other piece I haven't finished. And also, the other thing I was thinking is these look like they're going to fit really well if I make one of these into the cover. I am going to decorate it. I'll probably use old millinery, and I'm going to have to cut out the binding. When I get to that point, and if I do that, I will show you what I do. These are those really old ledgers, and I use these for my junk journal kits. I snag them whenever I can, especially the ones with really cool writing in them. I think this one has some writing in the beginning. But anyway, I will, when I do get to that point, like I said, look at how perfect it looks like it fits in there. So by taking the binding off, I can make it as wide as I want. And I have a feeling this is going to be a chunky monkey. So that's my other thing that I'm going to be doing. So adding the fabric strips, making the cover out of an old ledger book. And then I forgot that I used to do this. I would paint on old book pages, and I really, what happened was, without me realizing it, this is called The Enchanted Voyage, this book, and each page that I painted on, it has some kind of phrase, and it just seemed to go perfectly with the paintings. So I might be using these as pages on each altered file folder. If you want me to show you these simple techniques to paint, they're really not that hard. I will be happy to show you, or even if you see, look at how cool that is. It says, "A waitress leads a lonely life." Even, you know, you could do hearts with a watercolor pencil. It's just something different to think about that would make your journals different from everybody else's. So I love this old book, and I think I'll probably incorporate that into the journal once I put everything together. So I guess what I'll do right now is I will start adding the fabric, and I sewed it ahead of time so that it looks like I purposely sewed it on, but I'm not going to do that because it will inevitably kind of ruin the paper after a while. So I want to keep this part of the file here, so I might improvise. I might do like pieces like this. So I'll go ahead and just cut some of this off. I'm going to just glue it down with fabric tack. And it just makes kind of a fun part, you know, to add to your journal if you're going to be making something like this. And make it look different. Thank you everybody for your nice comments. You always leave really wonderful comments. Last time I asked about fabric tack and how it oozes out, and you guys had, all of you had really good suggestions. I was just being lazy, and I did the quickest one, which was just taking a pin, and it seems to be working. So just taking a pin and plugging it every time I'm not using it, and it doesn't seem to ooze out as much. So thanks for doing that and helping me with that. So I'm just going to glue pieces down. I already sewed this on both sides, you know, just like this, I mean. And this is some of that old fabric from England. So if you're looking for old fabric, just Google search it. That's the easiest way I can tell you to do it, especially those of you who don't live close to or have, you know, flea markets you can go to, because you just gotta start looking at some point, and if it's something that you really want, you will find it. That's how I kind of look at it. Oops, I think I want to put this down a little bit further. there was a gal that I saw using some really amazing calico prints in her artwork, and I don't know if you guys do this too, where you get on this thing, you see something and you gotta have it and you just don't stop looking, you become obsessed with it. That's kind of what happened to me when I saw that. And my friend Kim, hi Kim, took me to this great place in LA that has really beautiful fabrics, and they have lots of older calico kind of fabrics, and I just kind of went crazy and bought some there too. So, and I might take these ends that are sticking up and do something with them, but right now I'm just kind of sticking it down and seeing how it'll work. Might add buttons, who knows, kind of squish it down. And this kind of reinforces it and makes it look different and pretty. I think anyway. I'll put a little more glue here. And if you don't have fabric, you can use lace, you can use washi tape, you can use muslin, and cut strips about 1 inch wide and then paint on it and then add it. Heck, I might do that. That sounds kind of cool. I like that idea. I'm gonna go and sew some more strips. And for those of you who are new to working with fabric, I'll just kind of show you a really quick way to do this. So you're going to take your fabric and see, these are small little pieces. They're so cool. I love them. And you're just going to take your scissors and cut about 1 inch and then rip it. I'll do a couple of those. And I'm gonna go sew them and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I sewed a few more strips and I'm gonna glue them down. Different color here. I finally got fed up with all my crappy scissors and I bought some good old Fiskars. I remember my mom using these. I also bought some Kai scissors for small embroidery, so that'll be fun to use. Awesome. I just don't like the way these look. I think I'm going to paint them. Maybe put some permanent paint on them and make them look a little bit more fun. And I'm just going to cut a little bit of this off. Maybe I'll use my pinking shears. These were my grandma's. They're old Weiss, I think it's called. Made in the US. Super heavy. My grandma was a seamstress. So yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to show you, I want to pick my brain, let me know. I'm going to be doing, some of you know already that I have an online school, and I am going to be, hopefully, crossing my fingers, I'll be launching 2 new classes. One of them's going to be something that I've never done before, and it's because of some requests that I've had, and it's going to be a business course for artists, people like us who are creative but are a little bit intimidated by the tech and marketing and all that stuff. And so I am hoping to have things together enough that I can have that in place by the summer. And then also another journal class, and I'm thinking it's going to be this one, which is learning how to make your own book cloth, but not a very traditional way. We're going to be doing collage book cloth in this class, and it's going to be like an art journal where we'll have the typical papers for art. This is typical 101 journal, but this part here is the fun part here too, and this isn't going to be a very expensive class. So I'm going to show you how to make these really cool pockets, and they're based on a Chinese embroidery box, Jinjie Bao or something like that, and they open up like this so that you can put needles in there, buttons, fussy cuts. So that's what I'm thinking I might do. The fun part of this also is making the book cloth. And yeah, I do have another journal class that I'll probably be showing as well, but I'm not sure when I'm going to do that one. But I've had some requests for this one here and the business class, so keep an eye out for that. If you're not on my newsletter, you might want to sign up for in my online school. I don't send out a ton of newsletters, so you won't get a bunch. You won't be bombarded, but it's just so that you can keep abreast of what I'm offering. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's see here. I guess I should do this one. Yeah, maybe I'll do this one. Also, you can use scraps of punched out wallpaper pieces to add to your journals for tags. And I'm not exactly sure what the layout is going to be, but I'm definitely going to have some signatures in here. On there like that. Another thing I am challenging myself, and I challenge you as well, is I think I'm close to 8,000 subscribers, which thank you very much, which is amazing. I'd like to get to 10,000 by the end of the summer, and that might be a huge leap, but if you've been watching my channel but haven't subscribed, if you could subscribe, that would be great. I am going to have a big giveaway, probably some kind of journal and ephemera pieces, and the kind of stuff that I like, vintage doilies and stuff like that. So only the people that watch my channel will know about it, because I'm not going to announce it. I only want people that are really want it. And so those are my subscribers. So subscribe and click the bell icon so that you can be notified every Tuesday when I post a video. Not sure if I'm going to do anything right there for right now. So, those are my thoughts. I know this wasn't a very long video, but if you want me to show you how to do this, I will have more of it done. Just leave a comment down below. Let me know if you want me to show you how to do this. The two gals that, the first gal I saw that did this, it doesn't look anything like this, but it's the same premise, is burlap and daily bread. I have it on my phone. I'll put it down below. And then a gal named Dawn, she had a tutorial on it, and they use mostly digitals from kits. So I thought it'd be fun to use the same kind of pattern and foundation, but with old envelopes. And so that's what I did, and I've attached it to a file folder because that's the theme that I'm going for. So it's just a little bit different, but the premise is the same. So thank you for coming by. I hope that was a little bit thought-provoking. You know, grab some fabrics, maybe an old book that you might have that you can draw in and add to your journals for decoration, or just to, you know, use to put your paintings and your drawings and your thoughts and your sketches. And then if you have an old ledger book, something like this, grab that. Those are the three things that you might want to think about to add originality to your journals. So thanks for watching. Again, please subscribe and click the bell icon, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for coming by.